Hey Mario, welcome. I hope it's gonna be good. I think this one is gonna be something a little bit different, but I don't think there is any military activity. Alright. So it's gonna be nice change of pace. The last one had very little in terms of military activity, but still kinda invest into a huge army anyway, just because I never trust anyone. So I'd rather just not have any or have big military. No real midway. Because it feels even worse if you overinvest into it for no good reason. The cat is... here it is. Hey, you can welcome. Yeah. She likes the play-ups, but I think I'm gonna have to let her go. Alright. Let's shut off the timer. It's fine. I don't mind. That's what the emote is for. So welcome. Today I'll be playing another map from Season 3 Augustus map making contest. Today I'll be playing a map that's called Arabia Petraea, which again we don't know who made it yet. We'll reveal that once we play all the maps. And let me just show you. We will have some instructions to go with it, I'm sure. Just need to prepare everything, so give me a minute. It has on a text briefing, so I'll have to read that. Oh, it's quite long. I have to open it in different... Give me a sec. If it opens in basic text editor, it's gonna be very long. Instead, I want it in doc format. There we go. That's better, just... oh, I need to somehow get it to my main screen. Oh well. There's no Caesar briefing for this one, no AI Caesar, so we'll just run some music in the background of it, I guess. I could show you the instructions, but there's probably not much of a point to that. Okay, this thing needs to fit. Hey Fairby, welcome. I'm always awake. It's just I wake up very early and then I'm sleeping very early. Hey Lagar. So, Arabia Petraea. Rabel II Soter, king of Nabatea, died in 106 AD. With his death, the Arabian kingdom of Nabatea transitioned from client state to official Roman province and was renamed Arabia Petraea. The year is now 110 AD. Trajan is emperor and busy with military campaigns in Mesopotamia. Your mission is to build a Roman metropolis in the canyon city of Petra. You will find rock-cut water cisterns strategically placed around the city. Use the fertile land wisely and build highways to facilitate travel through the winding passages. The Erythraean Sea, now commonly known as the Red Sea, linked Rome to ports on the east coast of Africa. the Arabian Peninsula, and distant ports of India. Through these routes, Rome purchased gold, exotic spices, woods, ivory, and silk. In this mission, the emperor will request fruits, timber, furniture, and gold. You can find these goods in the Arabian port of Audianon, the spice coast ports of Aromatus and Aksum, and in the distant Indian port of Barbaricum. Be careful when importing gold, as it is very expensive. Build a city mint and try minting gold. Alternatively, use the city mint to turn your dinar into gold to meet emperor's demands. Victory conditions: 7,000 population, 100 culture, 100 prosperity, 100 peace, 75 favor. Suggested settings: global labor pool, and allow all grand temples. We are running with these, so that's done. Let's shut this off. Now let's take a look at the map. So it's in construction kit. It's not a save file, it's a map file. It's a preview. Right, 100 culture. That's a bit questionable, but we'll probably have the labor. Let's pause the game. We start with freaking 20,000 denarii, and there is no military activity, I don't think. No, only prefecture. So we'll have to focus on military. Yeah, there is no gold to mine though. You have to import it and mint it.
Your priorities should be internet, security,
Yeah.
housing, food and water in that order.
Exactly. Security is not a concern, just security against fire, since this is a desert. Entry point right here, exit point right here. Not that stretched, but we could improve it if we need to funnel a lot of quotas around. We will see what the empire map looks like. There are no borders, but doesn't matter. It does have the pictograms in correct places, which is nice. No borders to speak of, and apart from Rome, you don't really have the fleshed out empire as we had in other maps. Yes, it's very expensive. You pay 350 denarii for a single piece of it, and then you can mint it into denarii. Now that's gonna be much later. If I decide to do it, we'll see. So we start here in Arabia Petraea. The nearest trade route seems to be Jerusalem, aka Jerusalem, which would buy marble and vegetables. Quite a bit of vegetables, since you see the golden shield. You don't really know how much it will be until you open it up, because it's custom empires, but it's gonna be significantly more than your regular quota. They sell clay as well. I'm gonna have to take a look at our resources first. Clay, we have clay. Okay. Marble and iron. So the clay doesn't really matter. They also sell vine, a little bit of it. It's 400 denarii to open up. This is the first one, I suspect. Tyrus. That would buy furniture and iron. It's quite cheap. The iron one would be fine, but it's very little for now. It could increase by events. Antioch, 500 to open up, buys oil and weapons. We could make weapons and oil. We have olives, so yes, this one would be very profitable. And it sells pottery, not real reason for it, since we have clay locally. I kind of suspect this is not what we are supposed to have. I don't think we are supposed to have clay pits, but well, it's there, and I have no hints or instructions about it, so I'm just gonna use it. But it seems odd to me that this sells clay, quite a bit of it, and this sells pottery. Did I see fish with a golden shield? It means much fish. What's that here? Yes, Tyrus sells fish, a lot of fish, which would be useful as another food type. We only can grow one food type by ourselves, I think. Just vegetables, so no wheat either. And we need 7,000 population, not that much. Alexandria sells wheat, buys marble and furniture. Does anyone sell timber? Probably these down here. Aksum sells gold, quite a lot of gold. Would buy vine and oil. We don't make our own vine because we don't have vines. Arabia Odeon. Sells timber, that's important. Sells wine. Buys marble and pottery. We could do both. They're quite cheap, all of these, considering we have 20 freaking thousand to work with. Aromatum Emporion. That sells vines. That's gonna be important later. And would buy weapons and pottery quite a bit. It's a land trade route as well. All of it is because we don't have any river or sea access to speak of really on this map. India Barbaricum would sell a lot of timber to us, and it would buy oil and weapons. It's just a lot of quotas. Okay, so my plan will be to start with something natural. Usually the best thing you can do is to sell pottery early on, because that's the immediate good you will need for insulae. So I'm just gonna go ahead and trade with Arabia Odeon as the first trade route. But that means we need to think about first, where do we set up our first block in the city. I think I want to make clay here, and then we need to make an actual block somewhere, and these passages, all of this can be used for your housing. You can put a reservoir here and bring it out. This is the cistern it mentioned. Much or many fish. Well, fish as an item would be like I have very many fish, I think. But fish as a general thing, like I don't think we are talking individual fish, we are talking bulk. So much is probably correct to use. It's like timber. It's the same sort of deal, like a resource. You much timber, not many timber, right? With the fish, I don't know. I don't think he talk about individual fish. It's just fish, and fish can be like, it could mean individual fish, or it could mean just a resource as in terms of a bulk. Couldn't it? Because otherwise, yeah, you could say like meat. But in Augustus, meat and fish are separate. You no longer have that take the same spot. Okay. Where do we set up the first block? I kind of want the first block to be... It's going to plenty. Yeah, sure. I kind of think we want the first one to be here. It would be beneficial to have all the trade in the same sort of area, but I don't think we can realistically do that so much. I'm not gonna need all of it though. So it would be fine to just keep some space for furniture manufacturing here. And keep this for a block. The map mentioned highways. So we'll probably have to save some space for a highway here. And since this is quite open, even though it's surrounded by rocks and cliffs, I can still fit a block. Question is, do I really want to do it here? And this is only if you get Neptune Grand Temple to water it, which is not great. And in here I could bring out water and water them from here, and this is kind of close, and it's like a side path. You could use it to divert trade to go this way instead and have this for housing, but I want this water for clay, so we'll keep trade route going this way and we'll fit block in here. Do we have plaza? It's important. Yes. Okay. Well, I still might want to keep some distance, but we can just get it out. Let's take a look how long this will be. I cannot make it too long, especially since we need to squeeze in water in here as well, but this would be fine. It's not gonna be 22 by 6. Let's take a look. Yeah, the suspected not great. We'll put down a reservoir here. Let's bring the water already. We will need it very soon. I'm just gonna hug the cliff with that. I don't want it to be messy. We will not need these rocks. Okay, so this will be our basic block. It's not as long as I would like, but as long as it works, I'm fine with that. Prosperity is 100, so we'll need Patricians eventually. So even like subpar insulae would be fine. Since we have one food type, I don't think I will be doing Grand Insulae. Put some extra housing on the side, but I'll probably have some trouble watering that since it's a desert. Yeah, I'll have to water them from like here. That's it is. I could just put a house on that corner and then have a fountain plus services in here. Food. We'll have to use depots to cart it over. This is not very good. I could do either side. I think I will do this one. It's gonna be all the housing for now. I don't feel comfortable squeezing in more. This will have the fountain in the back, so this is the only reliable way to water this. One prefect might be enough, but it's a freaking desert, so if we don't want everything to explode, we should have to. This can have one by one thing. Which Grand Temple will we want? We'll want a couple Grand Temples. I think series would be good for the consumption reduction. This time I'm gonna go with all the temples in the block. It's not what I usually do, but this instance it might be good. We can shuffle them later. Okay, it's our basics set up. Let's let people move in. I'm gonna check our salary. It's 12 denarii, so I'll drop it to 5. Or we could do 8. And start with 50 favor. It's quite a bit. Wages are normal. Let's let people move in. I want my overlay to be for natives, so that I can easily flip to see the blueprint layout. Patricians here, most likely. I'm gonna go with 2 prefects. We still don't have unemployment, so we'll just let them move in. This is a problem. To move the reservoir. Now we have some unemployment. We cannot make our own timber, so let's just remove these trees. Let's do some clay. 2 clay pits. Other workshops. We want to cart the clay over to them. So it's gonna be clay pit, road. And a warehouse. Prefect, engineer. Road. And another prefect. It's gonna accept pottery. Since you have plenty of money, you'll start to give them food rather soon if I can help it. Let's do a bathhouse. If that is contaminated water, we could suffer some fumigations rather early. Hey Zedrus, welcome. Start to give them water. Four fountains, not great, but it's a desert, so can't really do much better. Let's get a granary somewhere. I'm gonna probably put it up here. Vegetables. Start farming. That's actually an access point. It's not good to clog up with farms like that. We could put another granary in there. How does this look? All of it just slightly doesn't add up. It's fine. It's gonna be pretty horrendous, but it will work. It's the thing that matters. Could actually put this prefect right there. I wanted to move this as well, so we can put a depot in here. I think we can do. I'll have to shuffle this thing as well. This is gonna be a road. Put that down there. Except, let's put a car depot here. Put a granary down. Look this off. We'll get vegetables and we'll flip through them. 28, 68. Vegetables. 68 to 28. Is that correct? No, the other way around. Of course. 28 to 68. I'll be lurking a lot today. Can only have you on the background at work. Oh yeah, you are at work. Makes sense. That's fine. There's always the bot if you want to get something specific. Unfortunately, since I've just fallen asleep yesterday, I was not able to stream when I wanted to, so yeah, have to have it at this time. Sorry for that. Let's put on a market. We'll do a theater and a school. Keep people immigrating. Health is most important, yeah, of course. But it was not just health. I'm just, you know, as I said, I went from sleeping schedule when I just couldn't sleep to a schedule where I fall asleep early, and then I wake up at 4 in the morning, and then at 20 in the evening, after 16 hours being awake, I'm just sleepy. So it's not what I'm used to. Eventually it might get to something normal, but then it's probably gonna flip to something horrible again. So, no, let's do a form. For him here. Yeah, that's pretty bad, so I'm sorry for that. Just enjoy watching play Augustus, that's good. I had today some... I don't want to talk about this, but I guess we will talk about this. I had someone comment on the video with the block, 22x6, the most efficient one you can do with the Walker efficiency retention, and someone said, bad block, it doesn't work. Yeah, I don't think the problem is the block there, but it's just me. I get it, it's a little bit tough to get working, but everything you need is in the freaking video you commented on. Just, you know, disconnect the keyboard and just watch the freaking video and then execute exactly the same thing. Like, copy pasting something shouldn't be a big problem, and if it still doesn't work, then just listen to what I say. Like, yes, placement of services is very important so that your freaking block works. It's not hard to create at all, but more importantly, like, yeah, if you have problems with stability, it's not because of the block or the walkers, it's because inputs are a problem or your services are a problem, you know? But sometimes it's hard to explain things to people. Let's add a couple more farms. We've started so much money, I don't think I'll need to really worry about that much. But we'll definitely do industry, just to keep that. Because if we start with this much money, it's possible Caesar will start asking for like gold. Which I don't want to do, so we'll see. Let's do a lararium. I'm gonna go ahead and do some small statues here. And hopefully we'll start to feed people soon, because that's the entire goal of this area. Our housing advisor should tell us, yes, we still can fit 100 people, that's gonna only climb. I'm worried about this prefect, but yeah, it seems like it will be working. We could do another depot. It's very expensive, but money is not a problem. I wish I could copy paste settings on it. From 68 to 28? Is that correct? No, the other way. I'm always gonna flip it because I built this first, I guess. From 28 to 68. Like that. Okay, some small castle. I'll add a warehouse for pottery already. Get 16. We could do a depot for it. I will see if it's necessary or not. Expand the industry a little bit. This is bad. I'll just put in more farms, and I'll shorten this with a roadblock setup. More and more food. I would consider adding yet another depot soon. Most likely. money is not a concern, so let's just do it. Again, this 28 to 68. Yeah. Getting more and more evolutions. I will give them slightly more in wages and charge 8%. We are missing 100 workers, so let's just give it some time. I'm playing very slowly for now. Food is now more plentiful. Just need more input, really. So just slap on more farms, even if it's not like totally efficient. I think it's gonna lose some degree of efficiency if we have this, but overall it shouldn't be a huge deal. It will, however, require some extra services, which I think we'll cut this part off and just add a new prefect and engineer. Do the prefect. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna add more, we can always do it more. I actually don't want them there though. Just gonna put them here. Let's prepare entertainment. Actress colony. Let's get a road. I didn't even start exporting anything yet. But we're gonna go straight to Insulae. Good to me. Well, we are not exporting anything. On any other map you would be having massive problems with money. But since this is what it is, we can just ignore it for now. Cart depot. I'll put one here. I think it can explode, most likely, so I will just shuffle it a little bit. Just put services here. And I'll be doing pottery from first to second warehouse to help funnel stuff in here because it's a little bit far away. We should be making enough of it. As said, we've been here for a very short time still, so that's why. We didn't manage to get much in there yet. I'm at work to look looking at you with one eye. Okay. I want to encourage you not paying attention to your work, but unfortunately the time is what it ended up being. So again, sorry if that's inconvenient. So we have Insulae, good. Let's take a look at Housing Advisor. Yes, 400 more people can fit into the city. Lower price on gold, it's gonna help. If we ever have to import any of it. Okay, we can extract marble, can we? Yeah. I want to do that as well. What does the trader I picked want? Yeah, it wants marble. Let's open it up. We'll sell pottery, we'll sell marble. we will disallow them coming here. Hey Bromaris, welcome. Bromaria. What game is this? I have the original Season 3 and this looks slightly different. It's a mod. It's an Augustus mod. It's basically an overhaul of the game. It no longer is like this basic Season 3 much. It has a lot of other features. If you are used to like vanilla Caesar, I'm not sure if you use Julius mod. Julius mod is basically like, yeah, it has monuments, but the key distinguishing feature is just, you know, global labor pool and all that. It's very different. It like takes things that are good in other Impressions games and makes them happen in Caesar. So it pushes the game to a whole new level. The zoom and everything is super useful as well, but like there are myriad of small things. If you want more of the like vanilla experience, you want Julius, because that only gives you quality of life, like in terms of keeping everything as it is in the base game and just giving you widescreen options, so you can actually play it on modern monitors without too many issues, and fixing some crucial bugs, but not much else. Yeah, people do still play the game, and there are two mods, so Julius or Augustus, it depends. If you want vanilla, you want Julius. If you want overhaul, you want Augustus. If you type ! Julius, it will give you a link, I think. Augustus. Yeah, that's the Augustus. Julius doesn't work, I'm not sure why, but if you want some extra information on it, I have a channel on YouTube where I explain it at length. I just cannot get into everything here, so I might take a look at that. Yeah, no problem. Alright. We'll keep these people at small insulae, I think. Since we have marble, I'm gonna be building mausoleums to prevent the disease. We'll be starting doing some marble. Is this... yeah, this is mineable. I'm gonna do with quite a few quarries. We'll want to put down a highway in here. So I'm gonna just put it like that. This is going to accept marble. I guess this is where it's at. Cool stuff. And it still feels like the original game mostly. Julius is for purists, but otherwise check out Augustus. Yeah, I would recommend the same thing, but I never want to speak for anyone. You need to decide that decision for yourself. If you are really very strongly feeling about preserving the original balance, Augustus is not your thing. The game is completely different, and it's not easier, it's quite the contrary. It adds so many new mechanics that if you just try to build a city like in Julius or like in Vanilla, you will die. But it adds so much more complexity and deepness to the game that I just couldn't do without it anymore. But some people like to play Julius, that's their thing. I'm not gonna disagree with them. Yeah, even just everything, even the basic zoom is just, if you don't have it, you suddenly feel like you don't have an arm. So, yes, for me the same thing. I couldn't go back. But there are some people who do, so good for them. Let's do monuments already. Oh, I need temples, don't I? Yeah, I would like to skip small temple spam. And this is not mineable, so let's put down a work camp as well as Architect's Guild. And I will build mausoleums. They act as oracles, just they also prevent disease. So just overall better at life. I'll put them here. Stuff it too. We have plenty of money, so that's not a concern. And we will export marble over 4 units. Might need to just hold off the God's Rage for a little bit with a couple of Lararii. Still have money, surprisingly enough, and we should be starting to make some. But we spent a lot, but that's because since I started 20k, like, you get all the things. And the taxes from Insulae should be really good, yeah, 2,500 per year. I would even consider more Insulae on the side. I'm not gonna evolve them any further than this. It's just the water doesn't really reach there, so I'd have to put in a fountain there, which I can do. Let's do it. Get some Lararii. It would be beneficial to shut this fountain off for the moment before they merge. Yep. Rekindle it. Little price on furniture doesn't really concern us. Mausoleums are going up. That will help. We'll do 5. Unfortunately, the staircase is a bit in the way, but shouldn't matter. I hope. We can roadblock it and just make their own services on the side. Do you have already gold? No, you cannot mine it here. You need to import it. You cannot mine it, you need to buy it. And that's very expensive. I don't want to do it if I can help it. But if Caesar asks for it, I will have to start doing it. The mausoleums need prefects and engineers. I think they do. We can take a look at risks of fire. Doesn't seem to be doing that. I swear I had them explode before, but it might have been from adjacent fire. Unfortunately, they are quite good at covering it, so I never see the columns rise, but I would imagine we would already see that, yeah. That's seems like they might not suffer from these risks. That's useful to know. I had them explode due to adjacent fire before, I guess, so that's why I was skeptical. No, the Lararii don't need road access. They just need to be covered by, you know, fire and damage prevention. They don't actually have labor or anything, so you can just put it whenever you want. It will still work. Okay, next up, let's take a look at labor. We don't really have that much more population. You'll need a new block, and then after that we will need Patricians already. I will put down a block here. This is a reasonable place for it. I'm tempted to just try to make something here and like we have the things inputs here, but no, it's not a good idea. What we want to do is this. I'm tempted to go with standard design here. I'll do it just to show you how silly it can get in terms of how large can you stretch the block, because I haven't built a proper 22x6 in a while, because usually the maps do prevent that, but in here you can get it. So this is the maximum coverage you could get. with a single set of services. I'll be putting... Oh, water is gonna be a pain. I don't want to have housing on this side because of inputs, but we can do it. It's gonna be much better for water access. Food can get shuffled a little bit. Of course, you'll need 2 prefects for this. I would even go for 3 prefects because it's very large, but that's because it's a desert. If it's not a desert, then 1 would be fine. No other things just yet. I will, however, want to bring the water relatively soon to it. Valve House. I wanted to know how looks the gold mountain on map. It actually is like any other rock. You can just, it's a mine, you can put it whenever you want. It's just here, you would click on raw materials and it's a gold mine. And you select it as a mine, like an iron mine. We would just put it where you can and it's just mining rocks. It doesn't have separate ore like that. It was considered, but they decided against it in the end. I would like separate ores, personally, but that's just me. Let's make more Petraea. It's not, doesn't need to be like super efficient. I just want to make it work. Just put down engineer and prefect separately on that. No problem. Always glad to help answer any questions. Let's put down some Hawaiian pizza. Okay. People should be coming to the city. He wants timber. I don't have timber. I could import it. But yeah, I guess we will want to start manufacturing. Anyways, we could import it straight up from the trader I have actually. And imports then exports, which means this one will accept timber. It will accept 8. It's gonna accept 16. It's gonna accept 8 furniture. Workshops. We'll just import it for now. Then we'll add workshops. They made graphics for Gold Mountain and Silver Mountain. Uber was talking about adding them in as areas to make the mining go faster. Yeah, I mean, I would like that. I would also just like to be able to place it as a map maker on a map, and that would be the only viable place where you could mine that specific ore, like in, I don't know, Tropico or whatever you have, like City Skylines. If you have the oil underneath, you can drill there. Similar sort of deal here, but you would have visual indication on the actual map, so you don't have to go into any overlays. That would be good. But it would like make all the maps that have been made up to this point obsolete, but it's not a huge deal. Like, it had happened very recently where most of the maps are just not compatible anymore, so you could just go ahead and do it. It's just if you want it or not, and I think it has been decided that they do not want this, so you know, I don't think it's gonna be a thing. People are moving in. If there is crime, the prefects might cause some fires because they will be fighting the rioters a lot. That's why we need to kind of quickly give them water and especially keep tabs on unemployment. We don't want to waste any time. Let's put on some workshops for furniture. It's gonna give them more jobs. $2,000 pot. This is gonna give them a lot of jobs when we do farming. We wasted a lot of that money because we are just rushing through. But now we can actually sell a lot of it. Sell a lot of marble. I could open up a new trade route. There is one that buys marble here. That buys weapons. I have no interest in that. This one buys marble and furniture, but I don't really want to sell it. I could sell it if it's over 4 units. Go ahead and take a look at mining. That would block that off. We do not want that. However, we will want this and just have it like this. And then this is gonna be a little problematic. I want a highway here, so I'll just have to give them like 2 services. It's gonna be really annoying. But we need labor sponging anyway. It's not a huge deal. And then we need to actually do the highway here so they can access, the carters can access the warehouse. I want to sort of hug this like so. I'm just gonna spend the money on it. See them fly. Neptune Grand Temple would be very useful on this map. I'm just gonna do 4 fountains anyway, I guess. Or 3. Okay. Just gonna do mirrored placement, I guess. It will be required anyway. Gotta get another. So piss these people off. I don't really care. This doesn't require coverage yet. Just roadblock it heavily. Things. Vegetables. Market. Theater. Theater here. School. Amphitheater. Declare the school. Somewhere inconsequential. just want to put it here. We can offset that. Actress colony can go right here. It should get covered from the staircase. I don't like the highways as a feature, a bit situational, but very nice. Yeah, they also are not cheap. You cannot just go for them all the time. It's not just a cheat button. But they are really good. I like that they are in the game as an option. I usually don't build them, but both of these maps, the one we played before and this one, ask for it in the instructions. So that's the main reason I'm going for them. But they can be good if you need to fulfill a lot of quota. If you have specific circumstances, they can be really, really powerful. Let's use a depot. Support lots of them, yeah. That is correct. Vegetables from Granary 1 to Granary 3. It's not perfect placement, but I don't want to slap it here. This is where I might want extra housing blocks. This is actually a perfect Patrician area. This would be a meme. I would need to build Neptune Grand Temple here. I don't want to do that. It's also gonna help the Carters fetch it here, but that's not a real concern. Hey Milkus, welcome. First time on the chats, yeah. And hello Blubber, welcome. Thanks for the raid. It's again, absolutely humongous raid. Thank you so much.
Raiding party!
So, how are you guys doing? Hey Sophie, welcome. He wants fruits. We'll take a look. Who sells fruits? I bet it was one of these. Yeah. Aromatum Emporion sells fruit. They would buy pottery, so let's do it. It's a land trader as well. They'll go for our pottery and we will accept a bit of fruit. We can do that here on the side. Preferably somewhere where it would get covered by our services. So I'm just gonna add it here. Accept fruits, we'll import fruit. And highway will just bypass that, like that. Yeah, they're off, welcome. Dinner time for me, no problem, Blubber. Thanks for the raid. What do I want to say? Yeah, right, we wasted some money. We need to build that back up. Should be fine. We should get a warehouse for pottery for these people. That's why I wanted my overlay for natives. I don't know why it got cancelled. And let's put down a warehouse. Make it fetch 16. Let's get a depot for it. She's gonna require prefect and engineer. Pottery from the first one to the last one. Is that correct? Yes. And they should have other services ready. I'm gonna do statues for them. Do we have money? Yes. Never really struggled with money on this map. Just keep adding things. Gonna do these where we cannot have other things. This could be plaza to help offset that desirability. Lararium. What was that? Imperial dispatch ready. Send it. Oh yeah, that reminds me we could also send him a gift. It's not really necessary, but might as well. Okay, gods should be happy with the mausoleums we have. I'm gonna add more industry. make this into a loop of sorts, but cut it. We'll need raw clay as well. So I'm gonna just add a warehouse for it. And I could accept some timber in here as well. Let's mine some extra clay. Marble should be plentiful enough. I really want Venus and Neptune. Gonna put Neptune in there. It was very expensive, but should be fine. Start building it. Insulae, nice. Let's add a form. Actually shift it a little bit. No. This needs to be a statue because desirability. Not a senator statue, just copy this one. Emperor's gratitude, good. We'll need some more food since the population is growing. We'll see how we can stretch this with farming. Yeah, not much. I'm just gonna cut it like that. And then make a shortcut, which is gonna be blocked. And also just split it. Because I don't trust that. Especially on a desert. Could do a new depot as well, but I don't think that's necessary. Money should still be flowing in. Just give it a little bit of time. 3,000 pop, good. Work camp. Engineers Guild, just to make it go faster. Make a couple of oracles, so the guards are kept happy at all times. Seems like we might need more because we can sell metric shit tons of pottery per year. Just gonna add a bunch of industry here. Make sure that this is accessible. Give them services. Give them a road block. This should work. A little bit of a dead space here, but yeah, he wants the gold. That's what I suspected. I'm not gonna give him the gold. I have no interest in importing such an expensive thing for just him. Since there is like 12 denarii salary you can have, there's no reason you should do this. You can just ignore half the requests anyway, so the gold ones we will ignore. Unless they are set to cost you, you can now set how much it will subtract favor on not fulfilling them. Yeah, I don't care. I shouldn't be given this high salary. If it is here, I will ignore him if it's something I don't think I should be doing. I don't want to import gold, I don't want to make a mint, I don't want to do any of that. So I'm just not gonna do it. Keep this going. It seems like the clay is still a bit low. Might have to just subtract some workshops. But it's so lucrative. Okay, let's take a look at Housing Advisor. Yeah, we can still fit 1,000 people. I could do another block for plebs and then patricians. kind of like to start on the Patricians rather soon. Hey, there we go, you're welcome. Will this be remastered like Pharaoh? I hope not, because if it's similar to how they approached Pharaoh, then it would be a huge dumpster fire. Augustus is already surpassed what the new era, aka the dumpster fire, has achieved multiple times by orders of magnitude, so why would you want any of that? Augustus already did so much, and it's much better and much higher than anything like a greedy corporation could achieve. So, you know, minus 100 favor request. It could be. We'll see. I don't suspect it's gonna be like that. Yeah, I don't want to do that, but the request could be minus 100 favor, but I really don't want to. If it was a local resource, I would mine it, but I don't want to import gold, because I don't want to mint it, so it would be just sitting here anyway. I could add extra insulae on this side, but do we really need to? It's time for Patricians soon. I need to manufacture oil. Let's start doing that. I'll do that here. Actually, it's kind of awkward. I can just use this. We will not need all of this. It's just gonna be, yeah. There's actually fertile land here. We can do it here. I want like 6 workshops for it, not much more. Keep some space for future expansion. Get a powerhouse. Accept oil. Augustus has had much more development time, but I've heard Anna is getting better, so I see the launch as an early access time. Well, it was not, it was a full release, so that's how I look on it. But yeah. It will get better with time, of course, if they don't abandon it and they keep working on it, but man, the disaster, like, I haven't seen something to that magnitude in a long while. Other things. What other things? Augustus had more time on it, yes, but it's also freaking fans. They're not motivated by anything, they don't take any donations, they don't make any money off of it. They just, you know, you cannot compare that. Like, you have a freaking studio working on that. That's... it is absolute disgrace. That's what it is. I wouldn't hire them to do my freaking, you know, save screener. Or screensaver at this point. What options you use under management? I can. I made a video for it. I'm not gonna go over it. If you just want to see it, I can use city management settings. You can see right here. I made a video for difficulty settings and going over it. This currently told me doesn't have an engine. Think of it as early access. Just wait for the next patch. It also has no wheels. That's a DLC, yeah. Basically, that's what I expect, but if they keep working on it, maybe it's gonna be in a playable and good state without game-breaking bugs on every corner. That would be good for people who care about it. I don't, so, you know, I never was a big fan of Pharaoh. But, yeah, I mean, I hope for people who care about that they will fix it. But for me personally, I'm just gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh at the dumpster fire, because that's all I do. When I see something like that flare up. And as I said, I don't really care about Pharaoh, so I'm not the best person to ask this. But judging from what I've seen, I hope they don't touch Caesar with 10-foot long pole. That's what I hope for. until a year has passed. Yeah, I mean, if it's marked as early access, I wouldn't say anything like this. But it was for full price as a regular full release. And early access, just, you know, even with big studios, they use early access as a sort of a bailout card if their game is shit. But they couldn't even do that, so questionable. I don't know. If I really cared about Pharaoh, I would be so pissed. I'm just laughing. I'm not really mad about that at all, since I don't play Pharaoh. But it's funny. Let's do the highway. We have the money for it. Can do it all the way. That's done, this part. Just put it like that, it's fine. If they went for Zeus or Emperor, yeah, just... They cannot achieve easily what Augustus has done anyway, not even Julius, so... From what I've seen. So that's the main reason they will not do it, because it's unreasonable to expect them to actually perform to outpace what's in Augustus and even Julius. That's why they didn't go for it, because obviously Caesar is the go-to thing, because it's the most popular one out of the Impressions games. But you know, companies don't pay for testing anymore, just expect players to do the testing at launch. Well, we see how that's going. Not all companies do, Zardos. Not all of them. But yes, it is more and more of a cancer upon the industry. That's for sure. Not good. What's that? A lararium? Yes. Is this a problem? No. Just gonna remove this one so the prefect can reach it. Hopefully he will. Some more marble because we need it. Anyway. Population is still kinda high. I wouldn't want to manufacture vine. Let's take a look who sells vines. Armatorum Emporion actually is a city we trade with already. I just need a good place to do trading or manufacturing of vine, that is. Let's do it here. Cannot have that. Okay. Workshops, vine. 3 of them are gonna be fine. We don't really need more. Accept. Explosion. It is in the farmhouse area, yeah. It's just not very good for coverage. That one prefect cannot cover it reliably. Gonna have to put another one in. So all the vegetable flocks spreading like crazy. Well, that's what you get on a desert. Build more prefects. Always build more prefects. Do not rely on people to do their job, ever. So you will suffer. It's fine. Okay, 16,000. We have some free labor. We are making vine, hopefully, soon. We are making oil. I really wanted to wait for the Neptune temple to be done before we delve into Patricians, though. I also want a Venus temple. Was that a population milestone? No, it was Emperor Quest's good. Is there a city that sells timber? Yes. 5,000, open up. Brutal fire, yeah. That's what happens on deserts. It looked fine I had a prefect, it's very short way to cover, it's just this. There's a roadblock right there. But, you know, it's just... all it takes is that little fire to sprain up, and then everything is close to fire, which makes it skyrocket in terms of risk. And then it's a desert, so you get that amplified as well. That would not be what happens on any other map, it's just a desert. You can see some of it is always at risk. Which reminds me, I need probably a new one here. I really don't want to risk that. It is blocked, as I said, it might be a problem. Because of if we have criminals, the prefects will slow down a lot. So I'll probably put down yet another one of these. Oh, where did I build that? That's stupid. Let's build it there. I was thinking that's a block. It's not. What about this? Not great. The lararium is kind of high in risk, but we don't have a good spot for it, so I'm just gonna not do that. There is a chance of missing intersections they will. Yeah, basically, like that's the logic behind that. Like, if you give people choices, of course it's gonna happen in the worst time you could have. So never give people choices if you have that option. Let's keep building that. I really want to wait before we go to fit the Patricians. I could start it, but why? We are importing vines. Did we set it? Yes. Why didn't we get any yet? Is it because they are importing me other things? Oh, it's 0 out of 0. It lies, that's why. But we have a workshop and we are technically importing vines, so we have two types of vine if we import vine from somewhere else. How expensive is wine? I hate that it lies, by the way. It's really bad. So I'm just gonna keep one workshop and we'll import a little bit of wine. This would be the Patrician area. I don't know yet how I want it to look like. Purple is stretched in this direction, and Colosseum and Grand Temple to Venus for evolutions. No, you are not getting the gold. Let's get some oracles here instead. I also wanted that timber. I have a warehouse that accepts more of it. I just need traders to be able to reach it. Why did I disable them? It's clay. Yeah, right, it doesn't matter. Yeah, they'll sell me timber now. Send it. I want this to be done first. Preferably Venus as well, but that's not as necessary. Send him the fruit. Get him temple down. Let's do an epiphet, of course. The obvious one. The main thing is the reach on the reservoirs, so you don't have to not have the horrible reach. Now, with the Patricians, it's gonna be a little bit tricky to design, but we can probably deal with it without too many issues. So how thick do we want this? I'll have to take a look with goddess statues. This would not be as large as I would like. We could then put some extras on this side, but still, I don't think this is great. This would leave a lot of dead space in the middle, but we could use that for desirability, I guess. It's just this block will be, I think, too large to cover. You'll see, this is massive. Definitely not great. But we could perhaps do this. Okay. Now let's take a look at... Yeah, we'll do fountains and then we'll fill in the other stuff. Let's just do the houses over there. I want logistics area to be here. So let's work with that in mind. Second prefect for sure. Get you some guards. This will probably be fine in terms of coverage. Let's put in some things. I'm just gonna go full coverage on this. And we'll try to squeeze in some better statues. This is actually quite bad. I might need just mediums. It's gonna be fine. When they evolve, it will keep them stable enough. And we should have Venus Grand Temple before that becomes a real issue anyway. Let's do Plaza. Start getting them logistics going. Warehouse. I want to keep some space for actual things in there. Just keep our warehouses here. Logistics access. Services, roadblock. This will get vegetables, this will get fruits. This will get pottery. This will get oil. This will get wine. And furniture, actually. Okay, and I don't want traders to come here. We want a depot too. This one will do furniture from warehouse 1 to warehouse 2. This one will do oil, or wine rather. Warehouse 1, warehouse 2. It should work. I'm gonna stop selling my furniture. Not a fan. At this point, we don't really need money. Some devolutions, but it seems like it's stable enough. Not sure what was up with that. There are like 20 caravans on the map at the same time. Yeah, it depends on the quota. how many caravans a city will send, and we also have opened up quite a few of these. That's why it ends up being like that. I don't use most of them for anything, so, you know. It's not that important. Let's get markets. I will need a freaking Colosseum, which means repositioning these two things. I could also build it here, which would be preferable. I'm gonna put the markets here. Let's put the Colosseum down. Let's give them an arena. Let's give them a tavern. Let's give them a school. Let's give them a library. Let's give them a bathhouse. Ah, snap. Okay, yeah. We'll need to push this back slightly. Bathhouse. Arena. Theater. Academy. Hospital. Gladiator School. And Actors Corner. Winehouse. They should evolve soon. Is the cart depot consuming wheat? No. It has some wheat sacks as a cosmetic thing, but that would be not good because in this map you don't have wheat. It's like half the maps don't have wheat at all, so it would have to be food in general, or I don't know. But yeah, it wouldn't be the worst thing if it was mild. Like, don't make it absolutely insane like Augustus does military consumption rates, where it's just absolutely insane. Just make it reasonable if it was food consuming thing, but it's currently not. Because it scales with difficulty with the military consumption rates, and on the very hard, which is what absolutely vast majority of people who actually care and play the game are playing on, it's absolutely insane how much food soldiers eat compared to people. But it's not a concern here, since this is not a military map at all. Just mentioning that this is very relevant. Trick them with some gardens. Oh yeah, this will need... I don't think they will come here to construct this. They might, but I wouldn't count on it. Connect it up. We'll see. Just on its stomach. It's bloated wheat. This on that stomach, yeah. No. Roman logistics were saying also soldiers were supposedly receiving various rations, not just, you know, grains. You would see receiving only grain rations as a punishment. But it's a video game, and on some maps you just don't have certain kinds of food or other products. Like, the Romans liked olives a lot, or vines. They would be eating those straight up, so stuff you put into workshops like olives and vines, you would be also having people eat them if it was realistic, you know. But you don't have that on all maps, so it would make it very complicated for consumption rates as well. Okay, we have some Patricians. This is a horrible mess. Let's put on a statue. They want a third food type. I'll have to import fish. Yeah, open up a new trade route for fish and just let them come here. accept fish. And let them come here. It's time for fish, yes, it is. We need to set pottery to be exported if we have over like 32 units. So we have several warehouses for it. It's constantly being depleted and bought up in mass. I hope they will construct this. They are. Okay. Just needs a lot of people to work on that. No. Favor is still very high. I can send gifts. No. No gold. It's not a local thing. I just hate sending him things that are important. I have the money. I just don't want to do it from principle. No. Entertainment, not enough variety. It's gonna get solved soon. Desirability. Well, Venus Temple is on its way. It's gonna help. Some nice palaces. Just build that Colosseum. Also this. It's gonna be done soon. Take the obvious benefit. Don't even think about it. Because we have two vine types, even though we don't physically make any vine. It's if the trade screen says that you are importing some vines and you have a workshop, it works. Even though you are actually, it lies. You are not being able to buy any vines at all. Large palaces. Just need this. How is the city looking? We can almost fit everyone we need. We don't need another block. It's just a lot of available capacity. A lot of it is going to be patricians. I will add some plebs just to keep services going. Yeah, send him the furniture. Put on houses. We'll feed these people easily off of this. It's not the greatest block by far. It's really distorted, a lot of dead space in the middle. But considering the space I had here, I just wanted to fit something like this. So it ended up being what it is. Definitely not the greatest creation I ever made. But hey, if it works, that's all we need. Let's put in some larvae. Gonna get built soon. Is this a feature on exploit? What? That's your fault. If you are a map maker and you add this, it works like that. It's not my fault. And they suddenly start to sell me vines. Okay. Yeah, so now we can actually make it. But that's how it works. If it's on the map, it works like that. It's not my fault it's there. So it's not an exploit. It's just, you know, what you add is what you add. I'm just here working with what you give me. Now we can actually manufacture it, but I don't even need to. Like, we have a workshop for it. You could stop buying it, but at this point I'm not maximizing trade at all. I don't want to, I don't need to. There's no point to it. We are making insane money from taxes, I believe. Oh no, I need to 7,000 only. I need to add a forum to this. So let's add a forum. This is gonna skyrocket the taxes. I wasn't taxing these people. It's a big problem. No problem, it's a mistake. Colosseum is gonna be done soon. Yes. Yes, it's functional. Everyone loves it. Okay, luxury palaces. we can send him the fruits. That's fine. No gold. We could do series for reducing consumption rates, but it doesn't matter. Blocks are stacked with food. It should hold. Unemployment is very low, which is good for us. That's a lot of timber he wants. Not a fan, since it's an important thing, as imported thing, as everything else has been for the requests. Someone was not paying attention to what's good and bad. Generally, even if I have the money, it's just bad. I don't want to do this. Why am I forced to do this? I could just ignore it, but let's do it, since we are ignoring the gold already. Send a gift. Will it upgrade the small insulae? No, not at all. I could, but second food type is only imported food. So, since the tax bonus only comes when you reach small insulae or grand insulae, that would be just a waste of resources, a colossal one. So I don't want to. I don't even have enough space for services. I would have to delete some temples. I don't want to do that. I could do it easily, but why? There's no reason for it. You are fine with this. Everything will be fulfilled. 100 prosperity cap. Culture will need to be raised and we need labor for that, so I'll have to downsize some of our industry. How's the... yeah, it's a lot of that is Patricians, I believe. So not many of these people will actually work for us. That's a bit unfortunate. Because I need culture, and the culture is just a salt mine. Another thing that's just, I don't like having culture as a goal. Not the only one, a lot of people think the same thing. But it's here, so we'll have to do it. Start by giving them a couple of these things. Definitely have some problems with labor. I'll have to downsize some industry. Probably the pottery industry, I'll have to go. At least parts of it. Just burn it on the altar of cringe to build culture. None of this is necessary anymore. Cultural will want academies. Try to evolve them, but it's gonna be tough. It's not even gonna give you much in terms of extra capacity, but might as well do it. Yeah, just downscale Patrician prefects. I never fiddle around with the actual labor assignment. It's if you need to do that, you are already doing something very, very wrong. If you need to touch this, you are in problems, and it's not just relevant to like short-term problems. If you need to touch this screen at all, you have done something horribly wrong and should not be allowed to govern another city. But yeah, shouldn't touch that. Culture is at 100, prosperity will rise, peace will rise. That's just a timer, so that's gonna be the last thing we need, is just wait. Since it's at 100, it's gonna mean we need some extra buffer, maybe. I really don't want to give them furniture. gonna cheekily add a house. No, if you need to touch that, you are in problems that are not only relevant to that simple thing. It's just, you know, this. If you build something that's not, that's causing your city to die, well, you shouldn't have built it in the first place. If there are some circumstances that are in between, you just downscale. You don't touch that. That's not good. Instead, you manage the city to grow, so you never have to touch that ever. This is gonna stall you so bad. No, don't touch it. And if you need to, you're doing something horribly wrong. $130,000. Yeah, I'm not giving him the gold. We are full favor anyway, and I have gifts I could give him. 32 gold. No. Insane. No. It's a basic thing. No, don't request imported resources. I have the money for it, I just don't want to do it. From principle, it's bad. It's bad design. No. Yeah. He's gonna get used to not receiving it eventually. It's fine, we can do a gift now. Just to keep that favor a bit higher. Over 7,000 population music, just time. Yeah, on a timer basically, just let it tick up. And hope that we don't die to labor related issues. Our census is not looking great. But we should be fine. Peace is rising quite quickly. I'm not gonna give him the furniture either. If I was having more evolved housing than small insulae, I would be very reluctant to send him this. Even with the timber you get, it's not that much considering how much he asks for. Well, 40 from here. You could make more, but I don't really want to. Have dancing slave. Okay. Yeah, that's what happens, and he's fine with that apparently. That's why you never give me salary, like high salary. This is way too high. I start with 12. If you give me that, I will ignore him a lot, and I could even ignore him way more. I just am still kind of respectful and not ignoring him vast majority of time. But I could totally go full saltman and just, you know, give him the slaves and he'll be fine. Because you can. It's 10 favor. Unless you set the requests to punish me really hard, I'm just not gonna bother too much if it's something I have to import. If it's something local, I can do it. But if it's something I need to import, I just hate it. I'm not gonna do it. Because I don't want to encourage that. It's fine in very small quantities. Definitely not 32. And this. And when it was 4, it was starting time, so I don't feel comfortable doing that. If it's important freaking gold, it's gonna cost a lot. And I don't have a use for it. I don't want to make a mint. I didn't make a single unit of weapons either. Well, timer. Let's just let it run. No. Emperor's anger, yes. He's very, very angry. Well, he can suck it because I'm not gonna send him an attack. I'll give him a gift though. Let's see. Cats are fighting, by the way. It's the noises. Emperor's anger. Give him the gift. Hey Frankie, welcome. It's all about Caesar's needs, not yours. You're getting it wrong. Well. Yeah, if you wanted to punish me or, you know, have it so that I cannot ignore him, there are ways to do it. but it's not there. There are no safety measures against Marek. So Marek will rule supreme and Caesar cannot do anything. That's what ends up happening, and I do not want to do any of this. It would also, I think, if you try to be a good boy, you would be really suffering, because you need to send him exponentially increasing amounts of furniture, which are just, you know, it's imported good as well. So if you want to evolve your city, like if you want to play and have actual good housing blocks, you have to have like Grand Insulae or Large Insulae, even though they are horrible, that you shouldn't make them. Grand Insulae are good, but no second food type easily available, so you would be doing subpar housing types. You would be doing Large Insulae. Okay, now you need furniture for your city to be kept alive. He constantly asks for 32 units. You can make it, it's just a lot of labor as well, so that means another block you would be building, which means more consumption. I don't think that's good. It's all imports you need to do, so the requests are cringe. I don't like them. No, he wants a lot. He wanted a lot through the map. It's not just now. It's just a lot of it went away because I never fulfilled it. Yeah, you can make mint. You can mint it. But why? It's not good. You don't need money. You need the resources. Because the resources are crucial. Money is 50 gold. Money is just enabler, but you need infrastructure and manufacturing and all that in place to actually keep your city alive. It's about the goods, it's not about the money. Money is not consequential on this map. I'm not fulfilling half the quota, and I'm still doing way more in terms of surviving. You know, I don't need to, like, this is silly. Like, you would need to be running a city with, I don't know what kind of wages to make this not viable financially. Let's take a look at taxes. I didn't actually try much, yeah, like 21,000 taxes per year. It's insane. But that's the Patricians. It's like 7 to 8,000 from my plebs, and that's taxing them 8%. I didn't push this ever, which we could, because they are extremely pleased and we don't have any unemployment issues. But, yeah, I could. Well, yeah, Frankie, that's what you can do, but it's not here. It's not in the video game. It's an option in the editor, but it's not here. You are not gonna get punished for not fulfilling the favor requests too much. You lose a little bit, but not much. So it's here, as it is, so I'm ignoring it, because that's how it is. It's all imported stuff. And you think it's reasonable, all of this? You go and play this. I've seen you talk a lot, but go and play maps. Not this one. This one is kind of easy, but I've seen you talk a lot, like, yeah, punish Marek for this or that, or like do this or that. Play your own map. Play the one with the earthquake that strikes your city. But you know, you cannot, because you would know it happens. That's another kind of thing. But there are myriad of maps that are very, very punishing. I want you to go and play some of these and tell me if this is reasonable. Like the things I avoid consciously, things I don't want to do, it's for a reason. And I think you should put your mouth where, you know, your skills are, and show me in practice that you are capable of beating these, because otherwise I'm not gonna take this banter seriously. No. That's not gonna happen. Oh! Problem. What was that? Is it food? I think it's food causing it. Let's remove these. Fuck. Clean this up. It's food, I believe. You'll need to make sure. Can we import another kind? No, no. We are importing a lot of fruit, but we could do more. I'm gonna allow them to come here to deposit the fruit in here, I guess. What is it?
A good day to you. Can I...
Ran out of pottery? Really? Okay. That's an easy fix, actually. Let's do it. Pottery. It's unfortunate that it's snags us in the end, but, you know, we can deal with it. First one to the last one, do the depot, and just wait a little bit. Should be fine. Peace will rise and then we will win immediately. But the pottery shortage is a real big problem. There is some pottery now. Not a huge amount though. Why is it running low? Oh yeah, that's because I've done that. This is full, but I've said to... I'm just gonna stop exporting it at all. Because this is just not worth it. We don't need the money anyway. Okay, evolve back. Prosperity is there, it's just... Yeah. Horrible. This is so horrible. Okay, let's put them back. This is really frustrating. Yeah, they will devolve into mass. So it will be. We'll need to evolve the Patricians from all over again. I don't enjoy that at all. Well, it's fine. We are not limited much. It's just if the city can survive until that time. Oh, pottery is plentiful now. Still have to download the latest unstable with the custom events. So far, I'm a bit overwhelmed by the new options which arise for map making. Yeah, there is a lot of new stuff to test. You can do. Everything is fine. It's not. Are you not using that big plateau of farmland? No. It's not needed. And food is fine. It's the... I guess it's not that fine. There's a bit need here, but it was stable for a very long time. I don't think it's a huge issue. From the first to the last. This is not necessary to use. Voltaire, freaking... What is it? We'll just give them time. It's really frustrating, but they will evolve. It's not banter if it's too. You complain over maps which are too easy. I would complain over easy maps, and I guess I would be real desperate and bored if you see me streaming a game. I'm much too lazy for that. Yeah, I complain about easy maps because it's not a complaint. I just saying, if you want me to actually do this, there are ways to do it, but it's not in place, so I will ignore it, you know? And since you ended up saying what you were saying, I get angry and I will explain why. But overall, easy maps are fine. The last one we played, yeah, like, have easy maps. People want them. People want to play easy maps because some people are just not capable of playing very hard ones. But I play a lot of hard maps, and I've seen you complain about me saying something on hard maps as well. Well, if you don't want my input, why are you watching? Like, you can do whatever you want with your life. You don't have to be here. But it's just my input. I'm not gonna sit here and shut up and just, you know, not say anything. That's not what streaming is about. If you don't like what I'm saying, well, you can disagree. I also disagree with what you are saying. That's how it ends up being. But, yeah. It's alright. Venues are too crowded. Why? Should be fine. We have all the entertainment. Maybe it's... Tavern? No, tavern is fine. It makes a climactic curve for the contest if the later ones get harder. They probably will. That's why I'm picking off at the weak individuals from the flock of the maps first. So I need to actually, you know, I haven't played Season in a while. I need to get used to it. Why are the venues crowded though? Doesn't make any sense. No current plays. Really? Actors colony? For some reason it didn't send an actor. Okay. We don't need full-size patricians, but I'd like them. I guess I'm gonna build a new actors colony and see if it helps, but it shouldn't be like this. Yeah, favor has fallen because of the requests. Just send him a gift. We can micro them more. Oh yeah, now it's solving it. Okay, good. And we'll be just sending gifts. Because 50 gold is not what I really want to do here. This is insane. He needs more gifts, and we can do them. It's just gonna be microing them each 12 months now. Because you need to maximize, actually. The collapse was pretty bad, but I still think it was kind of unlucky. I guess it was downsizing my industry that caused it over the long term. Like, over years that I had to wait for freaking peace, it just amounted to not enough in the city. So, that's kind of how it went. He's angry again. Send him a new gift. Spirit is rising, population should be rising. Everything should be fine. Just need to send him a new gift when we get enough. I'm gonna do medium gift. We still pay ourselves 8 denarii, which is lower than we are due. So that's fine. Prosperity will rise. Population as well. People are still coming, it just takes them ages. Let's do a medium gift. He didn't ask for anything in a while. Well, it doesn't matter. He asks for unreasonable things anyway, so it's better that he doesn't ask for anything, because it would be something completely ridiculous. Favor, just do a gift and a small one, and we can win. Let's wait. I want to be safe. But yeah, even small gift would solve it. You get like you get less favor if you send in the same period, but it doesn't really matter. One more month. Let's wait. Need to be safe. Yes. Educated slave. Good. Let's accept our promotion. Exactly 2 hours. Yeah, but that was with intro. Ended up like 1 hour 40 minutes. Let's take a look. It might have come off as too hostile when reviewing it throughout the play, but we will do a proper review for the contest now. You as Twitch chat will contribute as another judge, so your thoughts will be summed up as well. I will do mine first so that you know how to structure the review as before. I'll put, I guess I can copy paste the ratings so that you know how it's done. And yeah, it doesn't fit the format, so the last one is gonna be copied separately. These are the categories you will evaluate on the map. So let's start with, actually I'm gonna start a new post first. So this is Arabia, Petraea map ratings. So we've got first category, which is playability. 0 up to 50. Any bugs, unintentional blockers, or poor balance will reduce this rating. I will start with it being 25, as we always do. Then it's no military map, therefore there's nothing to say about military at all. The only thing, balance-wise, you start with 20,000. I don't like that. I think you should be starting with something like 6,000. 8,000 tops, so that it actually forces me to spend a little more time on the map, developing the industry and focusing on exports and not rushing insulae so quickly. But you know, it's what it is. So I didn't like that much, but it's nothing like game breaking. You don't suffer any early game problems with the map. There are no military attacks. The requests are at first reasonable. Problem comes late game. I don't like the gold requests at all. It's fine, you can afford them. It's just not something I want, because you shouldn't be asking for this amount of imported goods ever. It's 50 gold and he asks for it year after year after year, and the furniture same way. If you want people to evolve the city, like have actual pleb housing above small insulae, you shouldn't ask for this much furniture. It would not make sense. So I will subtract some points, but overall the map is good. Especially for beginners. If you don't die to the favor, like if you don't go into that, the favor is not a threat. So I feel like even for beginners it would be good. So I'm gonna give it plus 10 for just overall approachability, but I'm gonna subtract 5 points because I don't like the requests. So it's gonna end up being 30 playability. And I will give it 5 extra points for not having military and still retaining some semblance of a challenge. But overall, I didn't like much that the economic one was quite easy. But it was just me, maybe. So let's cap playability at 35. Originality. Originality is unique use of otherwise common features, raises this rating. Custom Empires flair is under this category. Custom Empires on this map is fairly basic. You do have this, which was supposed to be trading with like Far East. I like that concept. I never had that in another map before. These fairly basic. You don't have the borders, nor do you have the fleshed out empire really, which is a bit of a shame, but yeah. I think that equalizes out basically. I will steal that idea. Yeah, for the future maps for sure. I mean, it's very cool, and eventually I think we talked about having a template for the map being different as well, so you could in theory just have a much larger world, or like even America or whatever you would want. What else? Yeah, custom empires flair, we covered that, so that's like equal good things and bad things, so I think it's like equal, so let's keep it at 25. Originality. The terrain is unique. You do have these little places to stick Grand Temples in. It's not looking great, personally, but that's supposed to be like carved out pieces of mountain, because Petra is supposed to be a place where Bronze Age civilization dwelled. So this is supposed to be an ancient site, so it kind of makes sense. They would have these chambers. I like that because of how that feels, but a lot of it is kind of geometric, like this. Like, I would kind of like to rough it up a little bit, you know? I'm not appreciative of very square things. This is decent, like it's good. It's measured so that you don't have any blockers. I like that. You have places to put highways in if you were to do different areas of industry, which you shouldn't do, but you know, you could put in highways in all these valleys. Like, I'm adding to the confusion so many things that isn't mine. I have a very good idea who made which map already. I'm not gonna tell you because it would be kind of cheating with the predictions, but I have a very, very strong guess on some of them. Yeah, I think terrain-wise, it restricts water, which is good. Not to an insane extent. Also this, you don't need all this, which is the biggest fertile plateau. It's not needed. But resources surplus to requirement was the same thing on the last map, and we did give it fair score, so I feel like we should do the same thing here. I'm gonna go with 40 on originality, because Custom Empire's flair was not great and the geometric square things are not precisely great, but otherwise it got plus 15 points for having things inspired by real life location, which actually is making sense. And then the Far East trading was nice, and then overall restrictions on water, so that's 5 points for each of these. So it ends up being 40 for originality for me. Terrain. Use of terrain detail, terrain to create specific areas to extract certain resources from, and path trade around specific places, and restricting water raises the rating as well. Okay, so for terraining, I think the terrain, same sort of deal with the geometry. Water is good, restriction. The pathing, I think it's pretty straightforward with the trade route. It could be more distorted. I would like, for example, to be able to mine clay elsewhere, so that I have to decide to switch my trade route. I don't, like, if I can just use this ever and just have it be the natural way, you know? You don't actually need to make any tough decisions. I think that could have been done a bit better. With the mining, I think it's plentiful, more than enough. You could still mine a lot more than I did, and I didn't make any weapons, which is a bit of a shame, but it doesn't really need to overly restrict the mining. But if you did, I would like the mining to not be available directly at where my main trade is, because I could just make anything I want for trading here and never have to actually, like, logistics, you know, cart resources over from distant places. It's just all here at a glance. So I don't think that's very challenging, but it's good for accessibility. And I should be rating it for, like, average player as well, not just for me. So I think I'm gonna give it 35 for terrain. There are some things I didn't like, which I mentioned, so I think that this is fair. Events. You can mine clay at any of the water. Yes, you can. At the edges. I could have done this, because water reaches a bit further, so you could just do this. But this map doesn't need clay. You can import a lot of it. I would like it to be excluded. If you didn't have local clay and just import it from somewhere, that would actually make it really good. Clay is super important, like early export if you can do it. Make it pottery, and then, you know, that's the thing you need to make insulae, which is gonna give you a huge tax boost. This water, at least if it was here, I would have to snake my workshops around and consider scuppering some of the farmland, because this, it allows for too much greed, in my eyes. It's way too close to the trade route, and just, you know, you don't need to think about it at all. But it's just me. Events. 0 up to 50. Good and natural progression with events like invasions and requests rises this rating. There are no invasions, so invasions are excluded. Requests. I liked the early ones. I don't like the late ones. I'm not a fan of asking for imported things, especially if it's high quotas of it. Even if the Empire allows for it, it's still something I will not want to do if I can help it. Additionally, you do not punish people for not fulfilling the requests properly, so I think you should either, like, yeah, make them reasonable under best circumstance, make them something that will be enjoyable, and then people will actually do it. And also, you know, punish people that will intentionally not fulfill them if they are reasonable. That would be good. But I think that was a little bit lacking in that department, so for me, I would mark it as 15 for events, because I need to subtract 5 for asking unreasonable amounts, as well as goods that are only imports, and then 5 for what's the other thing? 5 for not punishing me for not fulfilling them. It's as ironic as that is, it needs that, because you give people a lot of salary, so, you know, people will ignore Caesar if you give them that kind of money for personal salary. I could even mint money to ignore Caesar even more. Like, you can place down Governor's Mansion, and that would give you so much personal funds. It would be insane. So let's not have that. Just feel. Personal feel and backstory. Backstory is good. I like that it's rooted in IRL place, Petraea. Overall feeling, I liked it. I don't usually play many desert maps. This one, it could use some sprucing up for sure, especially with some of the geometric stuff. Like, keep the chambers, that would make sense, but some of the other stuff I would like to be more rugged. Also, it allows for some standard block designs, which I would just appreciate some tactical rocks, but it's just me. I'm gonna give it 20 for just view. That's almost the best you can achieve. I liked it. I think it's a good concept, and especially the Empire map with the trading to Near East. It's just, you know, not that challenging of a map for me personally, but I could see a lot of people having a lot of fun with it if they are not exactly mastering the game yet. So that's gonna be my score. Now, Twitch chat is gonna have to rate the map as well. So we just go ahead and get some polls going for you. So first we'll do playability. I'm gonna give you only options in 10s, because that's how we always do it for this. I cannot give you more. So it's gonna be playability for 2 minutes. And you can vote on that. So playability as a category is supposed to be any bugs, unintentional blockers, or poor balance will reduce this rating. And good design will raise this rating. So I need you to rate the map with playability from 10 up to 50. The basic neutral, like everything's sort of fine design would be at 25. And yeah, if it's like very, very good, like extremely good would be 50. Like basically you couldn't even think how to improve the map in any way, shape or form would be 50. If it's like unplayable, it would be 10 or 0. So that's how to think about that. Okay, looks like we have 30. I feel like that's decent idea. I think that's like middle of the way. That's how I felt about it. It's definitely a lot of thought went into it. But again, I think some of the stuff could have used a little bit more challenge. I'm gonna end the poll because that's enough. So let's add in 30 for Twitch chat. Originality next. So I'm gonna start a poll. It's gonna do the same thing. 20, 30, 40, 50. Let's do 1 minute. And originality. Originality is unique use of otherwise common features raises this rating. Custom Empire's flair is under this category. So that's what we are rating next. Custom Empires looks like this. It has the Far East trade routes but no real flair. No borders, nor does it have many cities in the Empire. Apart from the ones you trade with. Not that many distant cities from like neutral factions either. That could have been done here actually. I think that would be kind of cool. I like the ornaments though. They're placed in a good way. 30? Okay. Let's have 30. Next up is gonna be terrain. I'm gonna read that to you first. Use of terrain detail. Terrain to create specific areas to extract certain resources from, path trade around, or restrict water. Rise this rating. So next up we'll be rating terrain. And the poll is live, so you can vote. We have a vote for 20 so far. Okay, this is important by the way. You are a judge on the contest basically, so give it a thought. Vote to the best of your conscience, and yeah, I will very much appreciate your cooperation. Looks like we have 3 votes for 20. Okay. Let's add 20. Then we have events. It's also from 0 to 50, and it is good and natural progression with events like invasions and requests rise this rating. And it will be from 0 up to 50 again, and we'll be doing the same poll. Let me just start it. How's it called? Events. 1 minute. Start. We only have one more after that, so I will soon release you from your service. Looks like we have 3 votes for 20. The requests were quite mismanaged in my opinion, but maybe someone likes having requests like that. It's just for me, it felt like I didn't want to do any of them mid and late game. Time is running out, so it's sort of time. I'm gonna wait until that's done because we could have some switcheroo. Hey Gamal, what am I doing? I'm doing a poll. It's a tournament, yes, it's a contest for maps. For Season 3. We have 5 maps competing against each other. There are some prizes for the authors. And this one is being rated as well by the chat, not just me. So, okay, looks like we have 24 events. Let's do that. And Judges Feel is the last one, which is Judges Personal Feel, 0 up to 25. This rating can encompass map's backstory plus overall feeling of the map as per individual judge. So again, you're all gonna have to be the judge of that. I cannot really tell you. It's gonna be stacked with 5s instead because it's only up to 25. This rating shouldn't have as big of an impact as other designs. No, Season 3 is not allowing for any multiplayer at all, not even co-op, not PvP, so we cannot do that. Yeah, there was some speculation, like some people thought about how it would be implemented. But that just wouldn't really make sense. Maybe a co-op would be kind of cool, but yeah, no problem. Looks like we have 10 and 15. Let's vote 10. Okay, the map is getting a bit of a rough end of the stick with this, but you know, I think some of the issues on the map are quite striking. It definitely wouldn't be my favorite. I like the last one more, but that's, you know, again, it's a personal feel for you, so you need to tell me how you liked it. It looks like 15 is winning, yeah, okay. Let's do 15. And that's gonna be it. So, Arabia Petraea has been rated. Gotta make sure that this is highlighted as well. And looks like Trajan's Bridge has beaten this one so far. We'll see. We don't have other maps on the list yet played, so also other judges are still to play them. So, you know, we'll see how it ends up being. But for me, playing these two, that's how it looks like for now. Anyways, it is 13 o'clock. I'll have to have something to eat. I will probably play something else a little bit later. I'm not sure what it's gonna be yet, so next map. We will play next map. We should be playing it tomorrow. I'll see. What is the time I said? 20 o'clock in the evening. Yeah, I might have to reduce it to like 18. So at 18 we should be playing that. But anyways, thanks for watching today. It was fun playing the map. Thanks to whoever made it. It was good. And I'll be rating another channel. Since we have so many viewers, you can stick around for some extra points. You have time to postpone it if you need to. I don't need to, but I could. So that we don't burn through it so quickly, but you know, if I want to, I can play them very quickly, which is also important for me. I want it to be done. It's something I have on my mind as a thing. Good contest. I would agree, the maps are really good. Definitely are gonna be great addition to Haven, but you know, if you find something as a critique, don't take it personally. Like, there are preferences for people who like something and something might not be liked by some others, and you can also improve and iterate on the map and then upload it to Haven. It's not necessary to upload this exact version to it, even though I'm playing it. The goal is just, you know, get us further as a community, not just, you know, you made this and you cannot modify it. No, it can be modified and improved. And even if people will ask about it later, because sometimes they do, if a map is different than they see I play a map and they download it and it's different, they will ask. It's fine, because the goal is to have good maps, really good maps, and so far it has been like that, but there are always things you can improve. Yeah, it's taking inspiration from Haven rating system. Haven people have had a contest before where they had a similar rating system like this, so I just pulled what I liked and added something I liked, and it ended up being this. I think it's fairly good to encompass all the things about the map. Yeah, Haven ratings, Fairby, it's just like, yeah, 5 out of 5, or there are very big problems. No. Okay, let's raid someone. I'll see if I stream something else, but for now, let's raid Jake. Jake is playing Stepmania. I don't know what that is, but we need to pay homage to our overlord.